It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Detroit, where the Pistons will be going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Checking out Cleveland. This is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. An intriguing matchup tonight. Two smart, experienced ball clubs. Shaq, how do you see this one playing out?
Solid execution on both sides. Each guy playing to his own strengths.
Okay. It's going to be, I think it's going to be more tactical, though, honestly. You know, if the game is played at a fast pace, that's when the benches come into play, because we'll see who has the bigger bench.
If,
You okay? You all right?
Oh.
You all right?
Man, no, I'm not.
Okay.
Oh. Kevin Harlan, take it away.
Oh, sorry, Ernie. Did it go down the wrong pipe?
Something did.
Hi, everyone. We're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Looking at the last game for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it was a win against the Nets. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
No, but I like that they attacked those weaknesses. They made them pay for a lackluster effort.
Well, before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, it's hard to remember now, but Kevin Love didn't enter the league as a three-point shooter. Yet it's become a cornerstone of his game. The coaches have told him if you're a big man and you can shoot it out there, you're a valuable commodity. Kevin, he has listened, and he is indeed valuable.
Well, in this game today, it's all about court spacing, DA. Thanks for the report. You know, and early on, you want to win games, of course, but maybe even more important, Chris, establishing your identity for the long haul.
Yeah, I mean, early wins and losses, they can be deceiving. If you think about teams that peak too early, you want to make sure that you establish your identity. And I would suggest for any rookie, your main character of your identity should be this: great listener, hard worker. After that, we'll see how many points you score, how many rebounds you get. But you need to come in as a rookie, humble, ready to work, ready to listen, and then usually things will sort themselves out.
Great perspective. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Detroit Pistons, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, they gave up in that one. The defense constantly breaking down way too many times.
Yeah, I'm with you. Disgraceful performance and an issue that might be tricky to fix.
And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. Love is the 4 with Thompson in the middle. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Shake and Bake, and it's Nance in at the 3 spot. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Clarkson taking his time here. 6 to shoot. And he uses the glass on the layup.
The thing about Clarkson, he really plays with an edge, especially once he gets it up inside.
Now the Pistons with it. Rose passes to Drummond. Here's Kennard. Over in the corner, Rose. From 13, the offensive rebound. 2 points, that one goes.
Wow, Drummond is one of the top rebounders in the game. You have to put a body on him, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, just to prevent him from coming away with the second chance opportunity.
Here's Shake and Bake. 29 points for him last game against Brooklyn.
Well, he also made a mark with his passing and had the assist total to show for it.
The three-pointer is right on target.
He gets it to him off the bounce pass and gets the assist.
Rose kicks to Kennard. Passes it to Griffin. Rose against Love. And the rejection by Love.
Oh, it's great seeing Love take his defense seriously. He definitely has the limp to swat that one away.
Thompson dishes to Clarkson. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Executing the plan here early. Still haven't missed a shot.
For Detroit, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today.
Well, yeah, I mean, just think about it. I mean, Detroit, Stan Van Gundy parting ways this summer after 4 seasons, but that's actually the longest run a Piston coach has had since Chuck Daly ended his 9-year tenure back in '92. But that doesn't matter, though, because you have to think what Larry Brown did in just a couple of seasons there, winning a championship.
And here's Clarkson, following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. Now, here's Clarkson. He's covered closely. There's the pass to Shake and Bake. Can't hit that one. And Detroit the other way now.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Griffin finds Rose. Down low, stolen by Thompson. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Detroit. And a switch here also for Cleveland. John Henson's checked in for Kevin Love. For Cleveland, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Shake and Bake. That one falls, his second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Now look, I like how aware Thompson is. He knows when to pass the ball to a teammate in a good position, coming off that screen and roll.
Griffin passes to Kennard. Drummond up top. He's covered by Thompson. That's tipped, and Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. A different look here for Detroit. Markieff Morris comes in for Drummond, and ABC subbed in for Blake Griffin. Then for the Cavaliers, Porter's checked in for Nance. Smith comes in for Jordan Clarkson, and it's Sexton in for Shake and Bake. Morris with the ball. He's coming off a 10-point game against Philadelphia. Shot clock at 6. Here's Kennard. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for Cleveland. Well, a crazy year for Dwayne Casey, voted Coach of the Year, but fired by the Raptors after they were swept in the conference semifinal.
Yeah, Kevin, but he lands on his feet in Detroit, and obviously they got a good one. The Raptors steadily improved season after season under his watch. Hopefully the Pistons can do the same.
Here's Jackson. The Cavaliers making the shot. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Out left to the wing. Feeds it to Morris. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Morris is such a gifted scorer in the paint. He utilizes both his height and weight to get deep inside.
And here's Sexton. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Kicks it to Smith. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And he comes up with the deuce.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Jackson looking it over. Pass to Kennard. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Detroit gets called for the foul. The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. Thon Maker's checked in for Tony Snell. He's off on the second. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2 for 1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters.
Jackson kicks to Maker. Out to the right wing. Here's the 3. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Look at Morris break down the defense on this play. If they leave one of his guys open, he's going to get it to him fast.
There's 18 seconds left to play here in the first. Now, here's Sexton, guarded by Jackson. Pass to Thompson. He kicks it to Sexton. Over Jackson.
Oh, man, Jackson is just a pesky defender. Does a phenomenal job at getting a hand up in the face of shooters.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Cavaliers on top, up 1. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. One of the most dominant big men in the league, Andre Drummond, says he's learned how to be a leader on this team.
Watching previous guys who've led this team and did the things that they did, I write that kind of stuff in the back of my head and just say, this is something I need to do this. Or if I see something I didn't like, this is something I probably will stay away from. And I think now that I'm in a role where I could kind of lead this team, I kind of have the blueprint on what I need to do to make this team successful.
And, Greg, with Blake Griffin, he's got somebody to take some of that leadership role alongside him.
And those two will be pivotal in deciding just how good this team can be.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here, what do you guys see?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Well, yeah, small lead so far, but it's building fast, and they better watch out.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Sexton and Smith are the guard tandem. Kevin Love out there with John Henson, and it's Porter in at the small forward position. Here's Morris, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Morris has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
And Markieff Morris out of Kansas, a spread 4, as they say.
And able to stripe it from anywhere on the floor. A good secondary scorer who can also create his own shot on the block at times.
Now, here's Sexton. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Basket counts. Henson's got the lead back up to 4 now for the Cavs. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. This their first chance this season playing the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and this game kicks off a 4-game season series between the two teams.
And it might not be the rivalry that a lot of the conference matchups are, but who knows? Maybe this is the year it heats up a little bit.
And, of course, Colin Sexton. His college team once had to finish a game with only 3 players.
Yeah, and he scored 40 that night. I mean, almost led him to a victory. He loves to play under the bright lights, brings great energy and enthusiasm every night.
Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Blake Griffin comes in for Markieff Morris.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good, Sexton. Every year there seem to be a few rookies, C-Web, who immediately show that they should have been drafted a lot higher. Why is there the difficulty in placing these guys where they should be drafted? Why are evaluations sometimes wrong?
Evaluations, they can be so iffy because of a team skill set. I tell a lot of players when they come into the NBA, don't be frustrated after your first year or second year if you haven't played the way that you want. In order to be a great basketball player, you have to have a great situation, a team that needs you to do certain things at certain times that you can do for them. And so I think why evaluating is so hard is because you're evaluating the player and then evaluating the unknown, how they fit in with these different pieces that have already been established on your team. And that's kind of the wild card. You can know if a guy can shoot, dribble, and pass, but how does it work with the other players on the team? And so there's some GMs that have missed out on a lot of great talent, but you can't beat them all up because it's so many moving parts into this evaluation that usually it's easier to get it wrong than right.
Detroit with the ball. Following the score by Cleveland. Griffin with it. He's picked up by Nance. Rose kicks to Jackson. To end the run. The Pistons rebound. Here's Drummond. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, it's easy to see why Drummond is one of the strongest guys in the game. Even when he gets bodied, he still gets these shots to fall.
Passes to Clarkson. A wide open look for Love. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Andre Drummond in his mid-20s. He's led the league in rebounding 3 consecutive seasons. And Greg, last season was his best one yet.
Really, I think, established himself as the franchise player for the Pistons. They'll go as far as he can take them. At the same time, though, I think the acquisition of Blake Griffin will only help to mature his game.
Detroit making a switch here. Snell's checked in. Shake and Bake's checked in for Cleveland. Pistons trail by 10. Rose scanning the floor. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
And Derrick Rose certainly equipped athletically to punish teams in the paint.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Detroit. And Cleveland also making a change. Thompson's checked in. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's Shake and Bake, guarded by Jackson. 5 on the clock. Here's Shake and Bake, and Griffin sends it back.
Well, it's huge. Whenever Griffin comes up with blocks, I mean, you'd love to see him be more consistent in this area.
Drummond finds Jackson. Takes the 13-footer. Another shot, and Thompson sends it back, and he's able to get it back. Count it, and the Cavalier lead has been cut down to 6 in the bucket from Andre Drummond. Clarkson passes to Thompson. Now here's Love. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
And not only that, I mean, if you think about it, he dominated the boards. His energy was incredible. He never stopped working.
The shot by Clarkson, no good. For Detroit, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Now here's Jackson. He's tightly guarded. Shoots the 3. Thompson with the rebound.
They're still looking for his first points of the quarter. He's not doing anything to help them cut into the lead.
Bounce pass, Nance. Here's Clarkson. Hits the 3-point bomb. Clarkson's got 9.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Here's Snell, covered by Nance. Drummond in the post. It's up against Thompson. Count it. Good. He's got 8.
Well, Kevin, when Drummond gets positioned in the post, he's a surefire scorer. The D throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him, and he still makes the bucket.
There's Shake and Bake. He has 5. Here's Love. That shot off the mark. Good D by Drummond. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Pistons. 7-point differential. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Outside Griffin. Over Love. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. From one Kevin to another, you guys were dominant in that first half and you have a big lead, but do you forget about that in the second half?
Oh yeah, we got to treat it like a 0-0 game. I know we're going to stay in the locker room, we got to come out and win the third quarter. If we do that, we feel like we'll be okay, but like I said, this team is tough. We know they're capable of coming back.
Well, we'll see what happens, Kevin. Thanks. And now back to the other Kevin.
Thanks, David, and we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. They gathered some serious momentum in the second quarter, and as well as they played, it's a little bit of a surprise that their lead isn't more than 7 points here at the half. What'd you think, Shaq, about Cleveland?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, there's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
Kenny, what'd you think about Detroit?
Well, they're giving up too many high percentage looks, Ernie. They're not closing down the lane, and they're not going hard on the perimeter. That will get an L in any book.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You gotta like what Jordan Clarkson has done in this game.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
Terrific first half on offense. This is how you draw it up. We'll see if they can maintain that efficiency going forward.
The Cavaliers leading by 7. The athletic front pair is Griffin and Drummond. Rose is out there with Kennard, and it's Snell in at the 3. That's the group for Detroit right now. A shot by Clarkson, no good. Pistons shooting at 48% from the floor, looking good. Throughout his career, Jordan Clarkson has always been able to score.
You're right, Kevin. And throughout his career, he's always been a guy that can hurt you from outside, mid-range, and in the paint as well. He's a natural scorer when he has the ball in his hands. I mean, he's very adept at navigating traffic and can twist and turn his body to protect the ball. And he gets a shot up inside anytime he wants.
One shot, gentlemen.
C-Web, a quick tactical question here. As a big, when you're defending the pick and roll, what are the things you're looking to do? How do you handle that?
Okay, I'm going to try to rapid pace this because this is what goes through your mind. What did coach say and shoot around? Wait a minute, who is this? Is this Steph Curry that can dribble, or is this Thompson that loves to take a step back? Or is it a player like Durant that loves to hit you with the step back? Or who's setting the pick? Is it a guy like Thompson that's going to slip? Or is it a guy like Dwight Howard that they could throw it up to? Is it Capella that may slip and go through and you still throw it up to and you can't get back? Who's communicating? Who's on my team in the corner? What shooters in the corner? Because they can't leave the corner to come help. Do I hedge hard? Do I not hedge hard? Oh no, this is the NBA. It's the greatest players in the world, and even if you do it right, they're going to score anyway. That's kind of what goes through your mind.
That is something else. Love finds Thompson. That falls. Great assist by Love.
This is where Thompson feels comfortable, shooting very close to the rim. He's efficient.
And the pass to Griffin. Back to Rose. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Got a hand on it, and they get it back. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between three-pointers and two-pointers tonight for Detroit. Cleveland leading by 3. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Pass to Clarkson. Three-pointer. He can't hit that time. And Detroit the other way now.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
To the middle from 6 feet. Nice touch on the bank shot. Kennard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Clarkson kicks to Love. Pass to Shake and Bake. Back to Love. Out to Nance. 5 to shoot. Love right side. No good there off the double clutch.
They're having trouble getting going here in the second half. I mean, that's their 4th miss in 5 attempts.
Snell, that's good.
I mean, for a big man, Griffin is a great passer. Consistent at getting the ball to his guy.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. So for the Pistons, Akers checked in for Andre Drummond. Morris comes in for Blake Griffin. And ABC subbed in for Tony Snell. Then for the Cavaliers, Henson checked in for Love. Porter comes in for Larry Nance. And it's Sexton in for Clarkson.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Now here's Rose. He's guarded closely. And the call will be against Thon Maker. That is his first foul of the game.
This score will be very different without his offense. He's been
Jackson, he's checked in for Kennard. And a switch here also for Cleveland. Smith checked in for Shake and Bake. Cavaliers trailing. Thompson outside. And the call will be against Thon Maker. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul.
Here is Porter. He has 5. The 10-footer.
You love the defensive effort. Morris giving every ounce of energy he has to throw shooters off.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. And Colin Sexton, when it comes to scoring, the man shows you a little bit of everything.
Loves to drive it, loves to attack inside, improving his consistency from range. But what I love about him is the aggressiveness. This guy is always in attack mode.
On the wing, Morris. Back to Jackson. Shot clock at 5. Shot on the wing.
And the passion Sexton plays with is so impressive. When he gets after it on defense, this kid is fun to watch.
And it's Smith penetrating. The shot by Thompson, no good.
Not the tightest of D on him, but not the best of finishes either.
Here's ABC. Jackson trying to break free. Buries the jumper to finish the break. ABC's got 5.
And that's why the hook shot was invented, to keep your man from getting anywhere near it.
That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut back down to 2 at those points from Thompson.
Thompson is a strong big man. He's amazing at fending off defenders.
Now here's Jackson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Kicks to Maker, to the middle. Here's Morris to the right side. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
A moment here to see the numbers for Reggie Jackson. Last season's performance for him came in about 14 points per, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you like what he brings backing up the point guard.
Yeah, no doubt. He knows how to run this offense. Tremendous asset to this team coming off the bench.
We've got 1:13 left to play in the third. Sexton kicks to Smith. And it's all evened up.
Oh, well, we know Smith is an accomplished shooter from mid-range. You can't let him get comfortable from this area.
Now Jackson fires from deep. Porter pulls it in. And Sexton has it in the corner. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. The Pistons have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Passes it to Maker. Over to the left wing. Rose against Smith. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Gets the three-pointer to fall. 8 points for ABC.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Here's Sexton. A floater. Second shot opportunity. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
Great awareness of the clock to end the quarter.
I like that. Even though he's in a hurry, he still remains under control.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Pistons lead by 1. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
3 tense quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. The Pistons leading. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Sexton and Smith are the guard tandem. Man's out there with Kevin Love, and it's Henson in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Jackson. Here's Griffin, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Love. Blake Griffin, the focal point offensively, but he's not just a scorer. Chris, he's one of the most gifted passers that you'll see among NBA big men.
I mean, one of the top assist men in the entire league. He's a great lob passer. I mean, that ability to create for teammates really enhances his offensive impact.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
I love watching Griffin play the game. I mean, he has a lot of confidence in his abilities. He's terrific at staying aggressive.
Shake and Bake's checked in for Sexton. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
I mean, going into the last season, Blake Griffin re-signing with the Clippers. I mean, they pulled out all the stops in their pitch, going with his jerseys to the Raptors, comparing him with Gandhi and MLK, and then 7 months later, bye-bye, he was traded.
Kept alive. Love the pass to Henson. Over Drummond, and Henson gets it to go on the assist by Love. Yes, Henson's got the game tied up here for the Cavs. Jackson with it. Puts it up from 12, and yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And the Pistons lead by 2. And Griffin had been, and still is really, the most important player in Clippers franchise history. So, Chris, why'd they end up trading him, you think?
I mean, his injury history, I guess it had to be a part of it. I mean, also, the Clippers are in the midst of a retool. They got younger and got a lot more shooting to do.
Here's Shake and Bake, following the score by Reggie Jackson. Drains the three-pointer.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, but he has a big height advantage, but that's somewhat mitigated out there on that perimeter when you got to come check him.
Here's Shake and Bake. Love kicks to Smith. Back to Love. Fires the three. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 4 assists in the game. 2nd minute off the clock now in the 4th. Now the pass to Griffin. And here is Drummond. Pass to Kennard. Outside for Griffin. From deep. They get it back. And Drummond throws it down. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 11 rebounds.
And the anticipation of Drummond is just remarkable. Seeing a gaping hole in the D and sending a message with the forceful throwdown.
Shake and Bake. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
And they're forcing the
kicks to Griffin. Poked away, and it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And the Pistons making a change here. Rose is checked in. Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Love against Griffin. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And here's what Cleveland's schedule is looking like. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers. Then on Tuesday, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks coming into town.
And for that game against the Nuggets, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
That's good from Blake Griffin. Griffin hits them both. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Pass to Henson. He kicks it to Clarkson. Clock at 6. Passes to Shake and Bake. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Here's Snell, covered by Nance. Right side Rose. Tipped away. 3-pointer, Snell. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Here's Shake and Bake. Three-pointer on the way. Another three for Cleveland.
Really hard to count how many of their possessions have ended just like that one, with one of his shots falling.
And he's going to be the go-to guy for them here in the late stages.
And Henson sends it back. Here's shake and bake. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. And another three for Cleveland.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really the entire fourth quarter.
And you have to like this. Why? Because it's helping them space the floor, which can create other opportunities.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're trailing by 8. 1:33 left in the fourth quarter.
Basic mathematics, add, subtract. In the mic, we got this animal attraction. Mid-city out to Manhattan, ain't nothing fancy. Yellow cabs pass me by, I called it Lancy. My team moving, we like cameras in action. Thoughts to ideas, designs to manufacturing. And still Travolta, I'm still Samuel Jackson. Blasting, live on stage is where it happens. Step to the zone, spotlight on, the sights on, all lives on. Turn the tables and the mics on. Fans clapping, rocking, and scream out loud. This time I give it back and applaud the crowd.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Shake and Bake.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
There must be something about playing in a hostile environment that drives him. He is really fed off that. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Dwayne Casey talk to his team. He told the guys, I know you can do it. Make every possession count and watch how things go our way. Kevin?
Here is Love, following the basket by Blake Griffin. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his first foul of the game. Clarkson passes to Shake and Bake.
Pistons foul. Blake Griffin. That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Cleveland. Kevin Love. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
What I like about Love is that he knows his role. He's a stretch 4 who's out there to shoot from distance and get some boards.
So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. 1:11 left in the fourth quarter. Left side, Griffin. Now the pass to Kennard. Here's Drummond, fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Big moments. You want the ball in your franchise players' hands. Drummond is their backbone.
That's his second personal foul.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw, good, Drummond.
Drummond is a rebounding beast who eats glass for a living. Can't keep this guy off the boards.
Clarkson kicks to Love. And it's good, 2 points. And the Cavaliers lead by 7. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Detroit Pistons. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And Derrick Rose, accustomed to carrying a team offensively, taking and making big shots down the stretch. Nothing new to him.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Two points here might be all the cushion they need.
You would think so. This game is theirs for the taking.
Nance outside. Here's Clarkson. No good from outside.
Time working against them here.
It's going to be crazy hard right now to catch up. They need a quick score and a quick foul.
Count it! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Well, guys separate themselves by how they perform in clutch situations. Give this man his props.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
Shooting for Cleveland, Jordan Clarkson. At the line for two.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Former first-team All-Rookie after being picked in the second round. Clarkson, a draft day steal.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Wow, I tell you what, those free throws will give them some much-needed breathing room. 2-possession game now.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
Well, do you go with your rhythm? You have to decide, do you run something new, something that's been working, something they haven't seen?
We own it. You looking in the eyes of the chosen. Hey, don't know where I'm going, but I go it. Hey, feel good, kick a ball, touch a thorn, I'm a ball, touchdown. Shot the locker. Ooh, eyes on me, I see you watching. Ooh, we do what we want to.
I didn't like my hair, so I chopped him up. I didn't like my nose, so I chopped it up. I didn't like my hair, so I chopped it up. I never liked my body, so I chopped it up. Come on. I didn't like my head, so I chopped it up.
16 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And it's Rose penetrating. Right wing. Snell from outside. Money! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And that's the role they want for Rose. Getting guys going through his passing, especially when he can find them in rhythm.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're in front by 1. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
I'm gonna come around and rock it. Can I rock it? Can I rock it? Come on. Anytime I come around your city, I'm gonna burn it down. Venue after venue, I'm gonna come around and rock it.
You know I come around and rock it. You know I come around and rock it. You know I come around and rock it. You know I come around and rock it.
Now first the Dipset split up, then the Zillion Banks leave Twitter, and now you hating on nickel. I just been the same stand-up since the day I came in this game, and I just come in here to stay till I'm crippled. I'm a combination of Kane, G-Rap, Reggie Noble, and James, who still has a Shanti and Kane wearing and James.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Pistons foul. Derrick Rose. That's his first personal foul. Fourth team foul. Shooting for Cleveland. Shaking the ball. At the line for
2. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
Big-time free throws there. That could be the difference. It forces them now into a 3-point attempt.
So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Kevin, big job tonight in winning the game. What do you learn about your team when you win a game like this?
We're just giving ourselves a chance to win. So, we're really just grinding it out as much as we possibly can, and we're getting better every day. So, we're happy we got this win. I got to give it all to my teammates and my coaches.
Great focus at the end, Kevin. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. So long.